Hello there. Michael and I are just chatting off camera. Michael Haigh is here from City Mortgage to talk to us about being pre-qualified. We've covered the fact that pre-approval is very vague because things are not really delved into as much. A pre-approval is pretty darn good. You've checked their FICOs, you've checked their credit, so on, so on. Now, loan commitment, because you said with the pre-approval you don't really lock in the interest rate. You could, but not often.
Right.
Okay, that's kind of just a recapture. So here we are at the loan commitment.
One thing that's kind of important.
I took them out. They found a house, Michael. They're madly in love, and now we got to go for the loan commitment.
Perfect. See, one of the things that also too that has kind of been cleaned up a little bit, but a lot of times because there were multiple people looking at writing offers on houses, the big question was there a financing contingency? And there was that false sense of security that you were pre-approved, therefore you should have no financing contingency. And sometimes that backfires. And what that means is you could end up losing your deposit. And so it's really important to understand what a pre-approval, a loan commitment is. So we have taken a look at, again, credit and income. We're comfortable as a lender with that. And that's where, clients really need to make sure that they're talking closely with their lender, saying, is there anything that can come and bite me, at the close of escrow? Is there something that somebody's not telling me? And that's where it's important to really make sure you're doing your homework.
And what kind of things could they be? Just in your experience, have you had anything like that? Or?
Well, sometimes, you may talk to somebody that says, well, I'm working at XYZ company, and we'll, may ask them for a pay stub. But the problem is they forgot to tell us that they just got laid off, and we go back to do a verification of employment a couple of days before the close of escrow, verbally, and they say, well, I'm sorry, he's not here, or he's on disability, or she's not here. So those things are, again, unforeseen. Sometimes lenders will rerun credit before the close of escrow, and all of a sudden they made a mistake and went out and bought a new car and forgot to tell somebody.
Oh.
Yeah,
so.
So.
I know. That makes my heart just pitter-patter when I hear that, because I just tell my buyers, do not buy even a stick of gum without clearing it through me or through the lender, because it will make such a huge difference when they go to run that credit check at the very last moment. And that commitment really is for the home and for the buyer, or on the home. The home has something to say. Everyone forgets the home's got to appraise.
Sure. And that surprises some people when they're talking about 100% financing. If that appraised value comes in a little low, they still have to come up with the money for the difference. So I've seen people lose, whatever little deposit they may have, because, again, you don't know what's going to happen with the appraisal. Most of the time it comes in where it's supposed to, but in some pockets.
And again, it's what it will appraise for. It's not what the seller says it's going to sell for. And the one thing that I can caution our viewers against, these classes that come out and they come to the big major hotels and they tell you that you can buy with 100% financing and you can get 55% of the value back in cash, is a real dangerous game to be playing.
Right.
I had a conversation with somebody, and it was rather odd how it all transpired, but I was waiting, and he happened to come in, and he happened to be a tradesperson. And Michael, he did that. His relative helped him to get into buying all these different properties. He refinanced him, and now he's buried, literally buried, and he's a young guy, and he's going to probably have to declare bankruptcy to get out of it. But when it sounds too good to be true,
usually is.
It usually is. You're right. You're absolutely right. Okay, so other requirements for a commitment. You do the title search.
Make sure that the property is clear. Because, again, the person who's selling the property, we want to make sure that it's disclosed. Has there been somebody who has passed away? Is there a trust involved? Is there a bankruptcy involved? All of these other things can kind of come in and cloud the process, if you will. So we will take a look at that. Not only occasionally an appraiser will uncover something that maybe an inspector missed. So you want to just, again, be aware of that.
Like the sinkhole.
Yes.
Down in the basement somewhere.
Yes.
I know. Well, Michael, there are lots of things like that, but I don't think the viewers, when they're thinking about this commitment process, understand all of the things that are involved.
Well, that's partially what the lender's job is, to make sure that we're kind of acting as the quarterback and saying, you know, all these different components go into this. There's lots of moving parts, and our job is to make sure that everything goes smoothly, and you know, we close when we're supposed to.
Okay, well, we will be right back to finish up with how you can own a home here on the peninsula with just the right financing. Thanks.